My homeless friend stayed with us. I saw his phone, he had nude photos of my wife. It's worse than I thought. We were sitting on the couch drinking a few beers watching DVR reruns of The Twilight Zone. It's my day off and my friend got kicked out of his house about a month ago by his girlfriend. As far as I know, he did nothing wrong. He's been sleeping in a hotel and my wife and I offered to let him stay at our apartment for a few weeks until he can find a place of his own. Anyway, we are sitting on the couch and he runs out of beer and gets up to go to my kitchen to get another. He puts his phone face down on the couch. I shouldn't have, but I picked it up to look at it. He was looking at a picture of my wife naked. I'm almost certain it's her. I got really uncomfortable at the thought that he's browsing his phone looking at a pic of my naked wife right fucking next to me. I quickly put down the phone where he had it and I locked the screen to be safe. When he came back, I went to my bedroom to type this. Guys, what do I do? Tons of thoughts are swimming through my head. Please help, I don't want to do anything I regret. TLDR, found a nude picture of my wife on my friend's phone, who is currently living with us after getting kicked out by his girlfriend. Edit, I have been advised to keep quiet until I know that without a doubt he has a nude picture of my wife on his phone. I need to see it again to be certain. I don't know how to do it though. Stuff to know. I told my wife that my friend, our mutual friend, has been staying in a hotel for a few weeks after he got kicked out. We both decided to let him stay here for a few weeks until he gets a new place. I didn't get a long enough look at the picture to say whether or not it's my wife with 100% certainty. There was no face in the picture. I do not want to go around throwing out accusations. Update, my wife will be home from work in an hour 45. My friend is currently working on something in the room he's staying in, not sure what. I'm in my room, reading the comments. I'm going to text my wife something mundane and see if she responds. I am not going to bring anything up, I just want to see if she'll say something back, and thinking of a few excuses to see my friend's phone. If you have a good one, let me know. Update 2. I was given the idea to tell him I can't find my phone and ask him to call it. He was reluctant about letting me use his phone. This is where I'm worried. If he has nothing to hide, why won't he let me see the phone? I don't know, maybe he's really protective. He said, just walk around the apartment and he'll keep calling it until you find it. I didn't want him to think I was suspicious, so I agreed. I told him I found it and ended it there. He's going to work soon, so I need to get to his phone soon. Update 3. A friend has gone to work. Wife will be home in 15 to 20 minutes. Still haven't been able to see the picture. Should I ask my wife anything when she gets home? She didn't respond to my mundane text. I forgot to mention that. Update 4. For those that were wondering, from what I remember, the picture was a woman presumably laying down with her shirt open. She had large breasts, which my wife also does. That's all I remember, because after I picked it up I got a sick feeling in my stomach and locked it, then put it down. If I could see it again I could pinpoint for sure if it's her or not. Now onto the update. She left her phone at work. I'm worried. This has got my head spinning in all sorts of ways. I prodded just a bit and asked why she left it. She said she just forgot. Guys, holy shit, I'm nervous. My friend is at work, I can't check his phone. My wife's phone is at work. FUCK. I don't know what to do. I'm going to stay as calm as possible and not give anything away. Is this a sign she's hiding something? I really don't want to assume the worst. I just need to calm down for a bit. God damn it, am I craving some Vicodin again? I used to be addicted to it and the urge is back, but I know I can't do it, just to be safe. I called her phone and it did ring the full 30 seconds or so. I'm trying to slyly deduce what's going on. I'll update when I have more. Update 5. My wife is going to the gym. She'll be back in an hour. I feel so bad. I feel like I'm going behind her back. I love this woman to death and don't know what I'd do without her. I keep being told to confront my wife or to confront my friend. Which should I do? I'm not going to accuse them at all, that would be wrong. So I might just let this play out little by little. Update 6. Final update for tonight. So far my post has been removed several times and I promised I would tell you guys what was going on. My wife hasn't come home from the gym yet, still no phone. I am angry and very stressed and going to bed, guys. I hope I haven't failed you people. Please don't hate me. Update 7. So last night I had a pretty mean headache. I'll get them when I'm really stressed, and I decided to call it a night. My wife got home soon after and walked into our room. When she turned the light on, she saw me laying down. She apologized and turned the light back off. She asked me why I was laying down. I just told her I was stressed and she sat down on the bed next to me and asked me what was up. I just said work and left it there. She said okay, then kissed me on the forehead and asked me if I needed anything. I told her I was alright, and I fell asleep not too long after our conversation. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was having trouble sleeping, and I walked into the living room. On the balcony was my friend having a smoke, and I started feeling really angry and wanted to go out there and confront him, but I knew I needed to stay calm. I walked out onto the balcony and we made small talk for a bit while he finished his cigarette. It was silent for a bit and I asked him why he was kicked out of his GF's house. Like I told you before, dude, I'm really not sure. She just did, I didn't do anything. It felt like such a lie. I just really wasn't thinking about it the first time. I'm sure he's hiding something. He said it with such a disregard for the question, kinda like when your parents would catch you doing something and they would ask you what was going on and you would say, nothing. We said our goodbyes exactly like that. I didn't question him any further for fear he might think I was trying to get something out of him. We talked for a bit longer about nothing important. I told him I was still pretty tired, so I wanted to go back to sleep. He said goodnight and I went back to bed. I couldn't sleep though. I was tossing and turning, troubled by the thought of something being up. I got up a while later to go to the gym. From there I go to work, and I had an idea. I was going to sneak into his room and get his phone and look at it, the only problem being his door was locked. I went to the gym, but didn't do much because I felt so discouraged. I got to work, where I currently am now, and decided I would use the advice I was given and check the message history through our service provider. That was tough to do because I had trouble remembering our account info, but I got it all sorted. When I looked at the message logs I felt like again I'm betraying my wife, so I texted her, no answer. She must have not have gotten her phone yet. I waited a while until I felt my phone vibrate. Her, sorry babe, got my phone back, what's up? Me, just wanted to see how you were doing, sorry we didn't talk last night, I was really stressed. Her, it's okay, kissing emoji. Me, I got a question though, do you know why enter name here was kicked out of enter name here house? No response. That was a few hours ago too, so I'm still waiting, hoping that she'll answer because I'm having a bit of an anxiety attack. I gave in and checked the phone logs. There were a bunch of messages back and forth between her and myself, her and her mother, her and a few of her friends, and lastly her and the guy who was staying with us. Nothing incriminating. I need to fix this because I messed up what I was saying. I assumed this was the message because it was sent to me at the same time as my friend, only her asking him if he wanted her to pick up something for dinner, which she also sent me. Sorry for anyone who read it the first time and was confused. Thank you for the Redditors who pointed it out. So honestly guys, nothing major yet. I'll update if she texts back and if I have more to tell. I have a few more ideas of stuff I can do, but like I said, I'm not going to accuse until I have absolute proof. I still do not think my wife is cheating, I just wanna know what's going on. I get off work in about an hour. Final update January 17, 2016, 4 days later. Final update. Let me start off by apologizing for taking so long to finally write this post. When shit hits the fan, it gets everywhere and takes a while to clean up, so thank you all for your patience. Alright, after my last update I headed home. I was finally going to man up and ask my friend about what I saw on his phone, when I walked in the front door, put my stuff down and headed towards his room. I walked past the bathroom and heard the shower, so I figured he was in it, so I'd wait for him. I went into his room and right fucking there on the bed next to his bag and jacket is his fucking phone. My stomach dropped again because I knew there was no going back. I was going to pick up his phone and figure out what is going on once and for all. His phone had a passcode on it, but that was really easy to guess. I tried the 1234, then the reverse, and after about 4 or so guesses it turned out to be the year he was born. Anyway, I went to his photo reel and opened it. I scrolled through a few pics of different things and then I finally landed on it, FUCK. I recognized the shirt and the room it was taken in. She took it. That is a picture that she took here in our apartment of her upper body. That was my wife, and my friend had the picture of her on his phone. I got really angry. I couldn't hold it back and I walked over to the door of the bathroom and started banging on it like a madman. I'm yelling his name, telling him to get out here. The water goes off and he's yelling out to me asking what I want, and I kept saying over and over to open the damn door. He finally does and he's putting on his pants. What the fuck do you want, man? And getting ready for work. That's when I dropped the question, why the hell? Do you have a naked picture of my fucking wife on your phone? His eyes were huge and he just started stammering, so I asked him again but with more force, why the fuck do you have a naked picture of my wife on your phone? Insert name here. He was trying to speak but kept stuttering and put up his hands to try and calm me down. I wasn't going to hit him, but man, I really wanted to. He just kept saying wait over and over. He gained his composure and I swear to God he says, I know you're mad. I cut him off yelling no shit at the top of my lungs. Did my wife send you this? I asked over and over. I was just so incredibly angry. He finally tells me no and explains what happened. This scumbag piece of shit stole the fucking picture from my goddamn phone. I don't even know how, but apparently iCloud does bullshit like this where it stores your photos even after being deleted, which reminds, how do I disable that and get rid of the pictures? Anyway, he went to my phone and sent it to himself, then deleted the message. I can't believe I fucking missed it when I read the phone thing. I didn't even think my texts would be relevant, so I ignored them. I asked him if he had any more and he swore to God he didn't. He only had the one and wasn't going to do anything with it. Well, not anymore. I deleted it. He started apologizing over and over, and well, I didn't give a fuck. I told him to leave, to get all of his stuff and leave, and that I didn't want to see him again. If he came back he would regret it, different stuff like that. I texted my wife I needed to talk to her ASAP, but she again didn't respond, which is because her phone was dead. Not because she was hiding something. My wife got home like 45 minutes or so after the son of a bitch left, and when she got in I calmly asked if I could talk to her. She said yes, and then asked if she could plug in her phone real quick since it died at work. She didn't take long and it gave me enough time to think of what I wanted to say clearly. She came and sat down and I started talking. Actually, you know what, fuck it, his name is Hayden. Fuck the dude, I don't care enough to keep his name safe. Hayden had nude pictures of you on his phone. I wasn't going to accuse, I just wanted to tell her and see how she would react. She had a very confused look on her face, but the one where you say what, really sternly. I explained to her all that went down with Hayden and I. She was so angry almost as much as I was. She looked like she wanted to cry and that made me want to cry. She kept asking where he was and what happened. I told her I deleted the pic off his phone when I had it, and kicked him out. She was asking if he had any others. I told her what he told me. She doesn't believe that to be truth though. Also, if there were legal repercussions for what he did, and I told her we would check it out. Secondly, I wanted to be open and honest with her. I didn't want to hide anything. I explained what happened over the past day and a half, about the first time seeing it and being worried because I recognized it but wasn't 100% it was her, and how I started getting really anxious, worried that something went wrong in our marriage and that I drove her away, and all these fears. She sat close to me and we held each other. I was in tears over this emotional roller coaster. I was so stressed, worried, sad, and angry at the same time that it all started coming out. She held me really tight and told me I was a good husband and reassured me that I was good after a bunch of bad shit that went down in our past. She could tell I was so worried and hurt, and she just was there for me. We both just needed to cry, I guess. It's cathartic and really helped. I don't know what I would do without that woman. I love her to death. I was really tired, and after our breakdowns we didn't feel much like doing anything, so we laid down most of the day talking about what we were gonna do to fix our situation. I went over to Hayden's ex's house and asked her why she kicked him out and explained the situation with him having a pic of my wife on his phone. Turns out the motherfucker cheated on her. I was disgusted. I never expected him to do that, but after what went on it didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would. She was pretty disgusted with Hayden's behavior and told me a lot of stuff I never knew about him. It was really uncomfortable to hear, but she needed to vent. I went to a law office close to us and asked around about the legal repercussions of stealing someone's photos. They gave me a number of different options that I'm going to bring up to my wife. The biggest one that I see working is a lawsuit. When I got home, my wife showed me a bunch of texts she received from Hayden. He sent me a few that I ignored. He was more than likely drunk because the texts were so hard to understand. He kept apologizing and would send one every 10 minutes and it was getting annoying. So she turned off her phone. The rest of the day was quiet until he came to our door and started begging us to forgive him. I felt really bad. This dude was sorry. Drunk, probably didn't go to work, and tired. I told him he needed to leave us alone and we would get in touch with him later. He was okay with that. I'm not sure where he went, but I'm assuming it was a hotel or possibly another friend's house. Before you ask, he didn't drive to our apartment, he took an Uber thing. He started pestering us more and this time was getting a bit violent, with threats and different things. This guy was acting like such a fucking scumbag. I tried to be nice, but now he's trying to play innocent while threatening us with some of his "I didn't do anything wrong, don't tell anyone or I'll fuck you up." Fuck Hayden, seriously, he was really pissing me off, wouldn't stop calling us. My wife was worried that he would come over and try and make good on his threats, so I stayed with her the entire day, mildly worried myself. We both decided we are going to press charges now because of how immature he is being and even threatening us. I thought we could handle this like adults, but now he's bringing it on himself. I want this all to be over. I'm tired and want things done, but it'll come in time. Thank you guys for being there for me on this crazy journey. It really means a lot that strangers on the internet want to help me with my problems. I needed a place to vent and validate my suspicions and just feel like people had my back if it all went downhill. Thank you so much, you people mean a whole lot. Aside for the occasional death threats and just weird stuff, I appreciate the messages you would send me, so I felt like I wasn't alone. Thank you, Reddit.